I want to know if y'all think this man did anything wrong.
Help me understand this. I went to Walmart with a male friend, was a potential, relationship. So he asked me, he said, Georgie, you want to go to Walmart with me? And I was like, sure, of course. And he drives up, I get in his car, and he drives me up to Walmart. So we picked out all our stuff, the groceries I was going to pick up. I was so excited to go to Walmart because I really like going to Walmart. So I get to the register and I pull out my credit card, and my credit card didn't work. It kept saying decline, decline. So I said, wait a minute, how in the world my card could be declined? I not too long got paid. My money is there. What is going on? I can't believe this is happening. I put my card back in. It declined again. I was like baffled why my card was not working. It happened like the second time. I noticed that the guys that I was with that brought me to Walmart decided to leave and walk out of Walmart with no bye, see you later. I talk to you later. Nothing was said. He just left. So I pull out another credit card. I pay for my groceries. I put it in the cart. I walked out. Before I walked out, I called an Uber because I figured the man that left me in a damn Walmart brought me here and dumped me here because he thought he was going to have to pay for my groceries. That's why he did that. But me, thinking that he left me, I called an Uber. As I pushed my groceries with my cart outside in front, I noticed that he's standing by his car. So I was like, okay. Well, he walks up to me and said, oh, you ready? Oh, you could, let's go. I'm, going to take you home. And I was like, I thought you left me. He was like, no, I didn't leave you. I said, oh, you thought you was going to pay for my damn groceries. That's what you thought. So you figured you'd leave out thinking that I was setting you up, that I wanted to pay for your groceries. My groceries. I said, well, you know what? That's okay. You did not have to pay for my groceries because I had my own money and I didn't need you to pay for my groceries. But it's really sad that you felt the need to walk out of Walmart and leave me standing there stranded. What if I couldn't pay for my groceries? I couldn't depend on you. I said, you know what? You go your way. I'm going to take my damn groceries home. And I called the Uber. See ya.
Okay, now before I get into my response, I want to read some of these comments. My man said, I'm out. He hit her with the Westbrook.
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Your game didn't work out. She said, what game? He asked me to Walmart. He was embarrassed. That's fair. He probably was embarrassed. Dependability comes with time invested. I can't argue with that. No cookie for him. Well, it was almost no cookies for her if that credit card kept declining. He heard the saxophones getting louder. Your declined credit card was a red flag, regardless if your other one worked. Yeah, I can understand that. Damn, he has a chance to be your knight in shining armor. This had to be a girl who wrote that. So here's my thing on it. Do I think the man is wrong? Nah, I don't think he's wrong. The only thing I have an issue with is him not telling her he was going to his car to wait for her. If he would have said, hey, I'm gonna let you work this out, I'm gonna go to my car, that to me would have been at least fair. Now, I know there's gonna be some women who think he should have stepped in and paid for it, like the girl who said he could have been the knight in shining armor, but maybe he's just not that type of dude. She didn't say they were like close, she said they were just kind of talking. So maybe he just didn't want to do that. A lot of these men are just tired of these games these women are playing. So if he thought she was playing a game, it makes sense to me that he did what he did. Now, do I honestly believe this girl was running game on them? I don't. I believe her. I think her credit card probably declined and she didn't realize it. But I understand why he thinks she was running game. Because he asked for her to come to Walmart because he was going to get some stuff. She ended up shopping, grabbing her own stuff. So I would be thinking that she has a plan to pay for that. Now, I do understand why she was upset because it seems like he just left her standing there. He didn't even say bye or anything. So I do get that. If she really wasn't playing the game and he just walked out and left her like that, I can see how that can leave a bad taste in her mouth. Either way, she decided to take the Uber home and be done with him. So it is what it is, which is fine. I'm pretty sure he didn't have a problem with that. But to me, I do not think this man is wrong. There's too many women out here playing games when it comes to stuff like this. This could have been one of those tricks she learned on TikTok, how to get a man to pay for your groceries. You get him to the register and then you act like your credit card don't work and then he's supposed to pull out his credit card and pay for it. Who knows? Because these flat purses are out here whipping up all types of scams and schemes to get money from a dude. And I just have to add this, ladies, just because a man turns you down or doesn't want to pay for something does not mean he's broke. I know that's the first thing these women are going to say. Sometimes it's just the principle.
It's principalities in this.
So please miss me with the broke comments, all right? But that's just my take on it. Do y'all think your man was wrong for leaving her and going out to his car?
For honestly, I want to know how hard is it to actually just sit there and be like, bro, I'm sorry for what I did. I love you and I'm more than willing to make things right. How hard is that? No, actually, how hard is that? Like, it seems like the hardest thing in the world.
This is hilarious to me because it really isn't that hard. If you were wrong, say you were sorry, mean it, and y'all can move forward. In most situations, the person is going to respect you more for it. But apparently for a lot of women, this is a problem. But I'm not here to bash you or talk bad about you. I'm just trying to help you out. So you asked the question, why is it so hard? Let me give you a couple of reasons why you might be struggling with it. It could be your ego. You want to feel like you just have all the answers.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answer, Sway.
I believe for a lot of women it is hard to do it because they don't want to seem like they're flawed when the fact is everybody is flawed. Another reason I think a lot of women do it is because I believe they think it makes them look weak, and in reality it doesn't. It actually makes you look strong when you can say I'm sorry and you were wrong. I know y'all don't believe that, but it's true. Also, it can be based on the previous men that you have been with. See, a lot of these men will agree with you or always make you feel like you are right or you're doing it the right way. A lot of those men won't be honest with you because they just want one thing. So when you come across a man who is honest with you or does challenge you, it is hard for you to admit you're wrong because you've never had to admit you're wrong. Even some of your parents never told you were wrong. So that plays a part in it too. But I believe the biggest and most common reason a lot of you women can't say I'm sorry is the need to be right. Y'all want to win the argument. You have to feel victorious in that situation. And that feeling of being right is stronger than the feeling of having a healthy relationship. It's stronger than giving that person the satisfaction of knowing that having a discussion with you is not a total and complete waste of time because you'll never admit when you're wrong. So instead of saying I'm sorry, I was wrong, you'll go to insulting that person, shaming that person, moving the goalpost, changing the argument, deflecting, bringing up old stuff.
Why you bringing up old?
Whatever you got to do to shift the blame off you. And by doing that over a period of time, you normally sabotage the relationship and end up right back out there in the single market, blaming men for everything. But I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
I recently went on a date with a man and it did not go as well as we thought it would. And as a means to apologize and kind of make up for it, he asked if he could send flowers, and he did. He sent these roses and he also sent these roses, and I just put them in this vase. They're cute. I like roses, so I wasn't mad at it. And then I was on the phone with another man and he saw the flowers and he asked, who got you those? I told him I went on a date because I don't gotta lie to nobody. I am very single girl summer for me, and I can do that. I told him that and he said, okay. And then today he said, go to your door, you have a package. These are the roses that he sent. Are very beautiful. I love the color red, so I love red roses. And I love that they came with a vase because I like to collect vases. But it also came with a note. I'm not gonna read you the note, I want you to read the notes. I'm not going to throw them out because they're beautiful and they can be useful, but I get the sentiment.
Now look here, I'm not hating on this chick. She was able to find two dudes to compete over her. So good for her. I do wonder what both of them would be thinking after watching this video. It might excite them, I don't know. But I'm making this video because I wanted to talk to the rest of you men out there. I need you to understand something. If you want to go out there and compete for a chick like these two dudes are doing, just understand if you have to buy bigger flowers than the last guy, or take her on a bigger date than the last guy, or do bigger and better things for her just to outdo the other guy, that to me is not a good situation to be in. I always say anytime you got a winner over, you're already losing. We all know women are horrible pickers of men. They are absolutely atrocious at it. So when they use stuff like who's buying me the bigger set of flowers or who's taking me to the best restaurants, they keep themselves in the same cycle of picking bad men. I don't want a woman to pick me based on what I'm doing for her, so I would never join any competition for a woman. If I was one of those men and she told me that the other man bought her flowers, I wouldn't do anything differently, because if me and this girl is going to work out, it's going to be based on her digging me, not for the things I'm doing for her. And that is what these two dudes are about to set themselves up for, because now she's going to turn it into a competition. And to be honest with you, I think the second guy is just a competitive guy. Based on the note he sent her, I think he's just a competitive guy. He's the type of guy who's going to do all that, get her attention, and then dog walk her as soon as she choose him. But again, this is why women end up picking the wrong men, because they're picking based on stuff like this. She should be picking based on their connection, who's the better communicator, who makes her laugh, things like that. It shouldn't be based on who's sending the biggest flowers. And I want to be clear, this lady never said she's going to pick based on that, but when you put yourself in that competitive state, that is what these women will end up doing. So keep yourself out of these competitions. If the other guy want to go all out to win that girl over, let him do it. If enough of those relationships blow up in her face, then maybe she'll learn one day to stop picking based on stuff like this, because this is clearly a performance just to get her attention. So all I can say is good luck to those guys, because in a lot of these situations, when you're in a competitive state, you are so focused on trying to get the girl, you're not even sure if you want the girl. And I also want to add, you better be the type of guy who's going to keep this up, because a lot of men would do this stuff to get the girl's attention. Once he gets her attention, then he'll stop doing this stuff. So if you're going to start out with flowers and stuff like that, be the type of guy who do flowers and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. If that's not you, all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. But those are just my thoughts on it. I could be wrong. Please like the video and leave a comment. I love listening to what you guys have to say. And don't forget to hit that hype button, because it really helps me out with the algorithm, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.